What is going on, everybody? It is your boy JP Joe Part. We are back in the motherfucking building for a special, very special live basketball weekly edition. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be actually live on Instagram, Instagram.com/Joe Part. You know what I'm saying? Just my name, JoePouGht. Type that into your Instagram, hit the follow so you do not miss the next live. But yes, welcome back to another basketball weekly. If you don't know, this is a series where we talk basketball, talk hoops as it pertains to the NBA. We talk rumors, we talk trades, we talk great performances, we talk players, we talk all things basketball. And we are in the heat, in the best time of the year. I'm actually gonna take my glasses off because the glare is crazy. We are in the best time of the year. We are in playoff basketball. You know what I'm saying? We are actually finally in the time we all wanted to be. The first round is actually just wrapped up. I'm definitely a little late as it pertains to covering the series here. But listen, don't worry about all that. We are where we need to be. Round 2 is going to be starting tomorrow. So we have the Grizzlies and the Warriors playing at 3:30. We got the Celtics and the Bucks playing at 1 o'clock. And those are going to be two crazy series. You know what I'm saying? We will get to them when we get to them. We are going to start off today by actually turning on our lights on first because my lights are not on. Like I said, Basketball Weekly, we are back in the building. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and let's talk about Loser Circle first. You know what I'm saying? Loser Circle. The first round has actually had a lot of great series. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teams came out here and performed and really did some things that really made it just an exciting first round. You know what I'm saying? We had the Pelicans come out here and give the Suns a run for their money. We got the Grizzlies out here being tested by the retarded Minnesota Timberwolves. That's all I have to say about the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are stupid. They are dumb. They are not smart people. But like I said, we'll get to them in 2 seconds. Like I said, we had the Raptors almost making history, kind of, sort of, with almost making a 3-0 comeback against the Miami Heat, against the Philadelphia 76ers. We had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving being basically nullified and turned into bystanders and just pedestrian basketball players by the Boston Celtics in a 4-0 sweep. Giannis just freaking dicked down the Bulls. It was all bad for them. Shout out to Chicago for a great season, but they got done dirty. And who else? Who am I forgetting here? The Warriors dominated the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Jokic out here tried his best, but ultimately, he didn't have enough. The pool party was lit. Steph Curry being the greatest sixth man of all time for 3 games was super crazy. And yeah, listen, let's go ahead and let's just jump it off from the top. Let's talk about the game that was on last night. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the Grizzlies. Let's talk about the Timberwolves. Shout out to my boy Chris in the comments showing love. So like I said, we had the Grizzlies, we had the Warriors, Grizzlies and the Timberwolves playing last night in a Game 6 where it was honestly the same story that it has been the entire series. You know, the Timberwolves come out here, they get out to a great start, they play great, they play strong, they take advantage in the very beginning, and then things just fall apart. You know what I'm saying? Them being the taller team, they get out rebounded, they just get out coached, they get outplayed, they get out hustled. Everything is crazy. When it comes to the second half, they weren't able to honestly keep the momentum going that honestly got them the lead in the first place. And it was really confusing to me because it's like, guys, you guys understand, you guys are the aggressors here. You guys understand that when you guys play like bully ball, there's nothing that the Grizzlies can do for you. You know what I'm saying? Jaren Jackson Jr. is a smaller big. You know what I'm saying? He's a small, slender guy. And at the end of the day, he fouls every 5 minutes, so that probably didn't help his case either. You know what I'm saying? Ja Morant is a small, slender guy. Like, they can dominate at the point of attack. For some reason, they were like, when it came to second halves of games, they would get comfortable. They would start just taking nasty pull-up threes that made no sense. It got real confusing to me. I got to the point, it's like, yo, do you guys want to make it to round 2? Like, is that really what the goal is here? Because D'Angelo Russell coming out and averaging 12 points a game on 30% shooting does not show me a guy who's trying to make it to round 2. Cat come out here. Cat is a clown. Cat is one clown-ass dude. I ain't even gonna lie. Cat coming out here and doing post-game interviews trying to be Kobe Bryant, like hitting him up with, you know what I'm saying, because we was out here balling, you know, we did what we supposed to do. We came out here, we dominated, jobs not finished. Shut your stupid ass up, Cat. Shut your dumb ass up. This is the same dude that be on live with his squeaky ass voice friends talking about some, oh my God, guys, like they brought the water cooler closer to the players. It's like, yo, Cat, chill out, bro. He got way too corny this series, bro, and I personally was not rocking with it. Anthony Edwards, I ain't got nothing to say about Anthony Edwards, except for the fact that he's young and he does dumb, inexperienced shit, bro. It don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Edwards, him coming down after Chris Finch drew up that crazy, amazing play in Game 3 to get them to tie the game. Anthony Edwards going for a steal with 2 seconds left on Ja Morant. It's like, why, bro? you know for a fact Ja Morant is not going to pull a step back three to end the game. That's not who he is. It's not who he's been the entire series. So, and going high side and going for a steal just gave Ja Morant an open layup. It honestly reminded me of the Indiana Pacers and Miami Heat play when LeBron caught the ball and Paul George tried to go high side to get the steal for some odd reason, and LeBron just honestly walked past him and got a layup. It's like, yo, you guys understand, you guys are not playing against Steph Curry, so you guys should not expect them to come back and hit step back threes in your face. You know what I'm saying? Ja Morant, LeBron James, these are downhill players. So get catching the ball, but letting them catch the ball in front of you is the easiest way to honestly get yourself dunked on. And it showed itself in Game 3. The Timberwolves definitely shot themselves in the foot. They should have honestly probably won this series in 5 games. But listen, between blowing 2 20-point leads in the fourth quarter, between getting out rebounded and being the taller team, between Cat just being a fucking clown, it was just all bad, bro. It was all bad for all parties involved. All parties involved as it pertains to the Timberwolves. Even though they had it's crazy how you can say that somebody they played better in the series, but they still got outplayed. They played better in the series, but they got outplayed. Yes, that's the narrative we're going with. Let's go ahead and let's move on to our next topic. We're gonna talk about the Grizzlies a little bit later on when we get to the round 2. Heat and Hawks. I don't got much to say about this. Jimmy Butler and the Heat came out here and basically just low broed the shit out of Trae Young. It is what it is, bro. Trae Young is a young player. He's a smaller player. So once you get big bodies in his face, there's not really much that he can do to you know what I'm saying, combat that. So he really tried the best that he can, but he just got little broed at the end of the day. It is what it is, bro. You win some, you lose some. The Heat move on to face the Sixers in round 2. Going for the Hawks, man. They just got some answers, man. They got to figure out what they want to do, how they're gonna honestly build this team going forward. You know. Like their goal is to build around Trae Young, but it's like that. I feel like right now that second piece is really up in the air because I don't think it's not John Collins. Clint Capella definitely took a step back this year. Kevin Huerter, DeAndre Hunter. I feel like they're just too inconsistent to say that they are the reliable second options. And listen, it's honestly tough for what's going on in Atlanta. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks. You know, you can build around Trae. They decided to trade away Cam Reddish. Now Cam Reddish is just fucking fading away on the Knicks bench. There's just a lot of question marks up in Atlanta. A lot of question marks. I don't know what their next plan is. Like, I feel like they need to honestly try to make a move for probably a second playmaker, like ball handler, like kind of like maybe a guy like a Bradley Beal, maybe a guy like a Jalen Brunson in free agency, a guy who can maybe not Jalen Brunson, he's kind of on the smaller side, but a guy who can create his own shot. You know, I feel like that would definitely do wonders for the Atlanta team. But like I said, I don't really have much to say as it pertains to the series. They just got dog worth. They got mollywopped. It happens, man. Sometimes you play a better team. Out of here. What's good, John? I just came here to say my Miami boys getting that ring this year, man. Can't wait. Hey, listen, bro. I ain't even gonna sit here and hold you, bro. It's definitely possible that y'all Miami Heat catch the ring this year. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I talked about y'all series against the Hawks already. I definitely low bro Trae Young, but and with Philadelphia being hurt, bro, it's gonna be real scary. But I ain't gonna lie. I think when it comes to the conference finals, y'all not gonna have enough to keep up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like y'all definitely is not gonna have enough pieces to keep up with a Milwaukee or a Boston, especially if Milwaukee comes back and they get Chris Middleton back. So, but especially y'all got injury issues of your own, bro. You got Kyle Lowry, you got Jimmy Butler. They over here, they injured. They're injured. You know what I'm saying? They sat out the last game against Miami. Kyle Lowry sat out the last 2. Y'all got some questions, bro. Y'all definitely got some questions. Celtics. No, we'll talk about the Celtics and the Nets in a little bit. They hurt me, bro. Let's talk about the Warriors and the Nuggets. I don't have much to say about them either. The Warriors and the Nuggets. It was honestly just great to see the Warriors come out and be that dominating force, to be that championship team that we've seen them as for so many years. You know what I'm saying? With it being a pool party, with Steph Curry coming off the bench and doing great things the entire series. Like, I can't remember the last time that Steph Curry had a playoff series this good. Like, I'm trying to think back, even like when you're talking about Houston and when they had KD, you're talking about Houston when they had the Houston series. If you're talking about the Raptors, he had a couple stinkers thrown in there, but I feel like this series, he was pretty consistent, shooting pretty well the entire series, you know. And that was cool to see. Draymond gave us some great defensive plays on Jokic. It was great. It was great to see that. As for the Nuggets, listen, man, Jokic did the best he could. I really figured that at some point Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. would come back and help this guy at some point. But honestly, it just wasn't meant to be this year. He's going to end up getting his second MVP from the crib. That's tough. But listen, bro, at least you were MVP at the end of the day. You did the best that you could, man. You really did the best you could. Aaron Gordon, Denver needs to get rid of him. Aaron Gordon is not good. Aaron Gordon is not a good basketball player. He deserves to win probably a couple dunk contests, but not that good as a basketball player. He actually played well in the better half of the series, but by then, I feel like the Warriors probably saw, like, listen, we'll let this guy beat us. We'll let Aaron Gordon just go ahead and play bully ball. DeMarcus Cousins, he came out, he played great for the Nuggets too. Who else? Monte Morris, he kind of disappointed me. I expected more. I expected more from Monte Morris as a whole, like for the entire season. Like, I felt like when he was plus 6-man coming off the bench for Jamal, he really showed flash that he could be a great star, like a great point guard, a great starting point guard in the league. But this year, he kind of just was a 6-man point guard that was in the starting lineup. And if you played basketball, you know that when you have a bench player that belongs on the bench in the starting lineup, it doesn't really work out. So, listen, for the Nuggets, man, they got some work to do. They need to get their guys healthy, and I think they probably need to make a couple moves as it pertains to the rest of that roster. Like I said, I don't think Aaron Gordon is going to be a guy who's going to be there long term, who should be there super long term. Jeff Green is known to dip out from year to year, so I'm not sure how long he'll be around. Like I said, and the rest of that bench, I'm not sure if Will Barton and Facu Campazzo and DeMarcus and all of them is going to get them to where they want to be in the Western Conference, especially next year with the Clippers coming back healthy, with the Lakers coming back, retooled, revamped in some way, and then you got the regular guys going to be there. So, like I said, the future for Denver is very interesting. They have a 2-time MVP. I can only see Jokic constantly being the player that he is, being an all-time great. But as like I said, it's the rest of the roster. You guys really just depends on what you get out of MPJ and Jamal. All right, let's roll on down to the Bucks and the Bulls. Honestly, I have nothing to say about this. I'm not even gonna really talk about this series. The Bucks just beat them into submission. It is what it is. The Bucks were the aggressor. They were the superior team in all facets of the game, and it just showed, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chicago for a great season. For them going forward, they have some question marks too. I realize all these teams that are losing, they have so many question marks as it pertains to the rest of their season or the rest of their future. But I gotta move this camera real quick. Who are we talking about here? The Bucks and the Bulls. All right. So the Bulls, they have Zach LaVine going to be a free agent this year, and that's some scary news. That's definitely scary news. Just for the fact that he's number 2. He's clearly their second best player, and he's definitely the guy that they want to build for long term. But I just feel like it's not gonna him what he's been saying in the media, as he's been saying about his time in Chicago. It's kind of reminding me of the Baker Mayfield thing. How Baker Mayfield started talking in past tense. He started using a lot of ED words when he was describing his tenure with the Browns. And when you hear Zach LaVine speak, it's a lot of the same thing. He's talking about how much he's enjoyed his time here and how he'll never forget his fans here. And it's like, as a fan of the Bulls, I wouldn't want to hear that shit. I wouldn't want to hear some guy sitting up here talking about, yeah, bro, it's been great. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that usually when people say that, it's usually going to be followed by some bad news a little bit after. It's been great. It's been great. It really has been great here, babe. But this relationship is just not going to work. I'm just sorry. Your pussy stinks. I'm sorry. It is what it is, bro. Like I said, the Bulls, they got to get Lonzo healthy. They went forward. I feel like Lonzo's been injured every season of his career, so that's definitely gonna be a question mark for me going into next year. Can Lonzo remain healthy? Caruso too. He had a tough second half of the season. Once he got that first injury, it seemed like they all just started to compound and roll over on each other. Yeah, man, real tough stuff out there for Chicago. They really had a tough second half of the season as a whole. So I'm glad they were able to, stay in the playoff position. And I'm glad they were at least able to grab a game. But yeah, Chicago, they just didn't stand a chance really against Milwaukee. Let's talk about the Jazz and the Mavericks. I am so happy that the Mavericks were finally able to get the Jazz the hell up out of here. The Jazz they're done. This whole experiment with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley and Bojan Bogdanovic and Royce O'Neal, that all needs to go goodbye. That all needs to go away. The Utah Jazz have shown that they really are just the pretenders that we thought they were, and the way how they showed it primarily was how they lost this series. They lost this series because they let the Mavericks do the exact same thing for 4 consecutive wins. For 4 consecutive wins, they let the Mavericks defenders drive and kick to wide open 3-point shooters and let guys like Maxi Kleber and Jalen Brunson and Dorian Finney-Smith and who else is out there? Who else is out there? Fucking Josh Green. Everybody got a look against the Jazz this series. Them taking Rudy Gobert off the dribble was embarrassing. That we just showed we've seen it, and I talked about it in the video on YouTube. This whole game plan that they're gonna sit up here and they're gonna filter everything into Rudy Gobert is a losing effort, because that means that you're basically telling all your perimeter guys, don't even worry about playing defense, bro. Don't worry about Don't worry about closing out to shooters. If you close out, go ahead and just start running back. Don't worry about sliding your feet, because we got the guy in the middle who's gonna shut all that shit down. And as it shows, Rudy Gobert is a great, excellent rim protector, great shot blocker. Great. He's actually even pretty good at closing out to 3-point shooters. I'll give him credit for that. But that's all he is. He's a great piece to a defensive system. He's not a defensive system. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure there's a player in the league right now who is a defensive system. I'm not sure with as much talent in the NBA right now, I'm not sure that's even possible for one player to be a defensive system for a team. Like, in the past, you had guys like Wilt and guys like, Bill Russell. They would just shut down the paint. You knew that, hey, that whole paint stuff not going to slide. You know what I'm saying? The paint is on lock. But Rudy Gobert is he's just a great... I don't want to disrespect the man. I really don't want to disrespect the man. But Rudy Gobert is kind of like a superstar Mitchell Robinson. He's a superstar Mitchell Robinson. He has no offensive game whatsoever. He cannot back you down and give you a jump hook. He cannot back you down and give you a drop step. He can't do any of that. But Rudy Gobert can block some shots. He can catch some lobs. He can do that just like Mitchell Robinson. So superstar Mitchell Robinson, Rudy Gobert, and Donovan Mitchell. I ain't gonna lie, I'm really more disappointed in Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell than anything, because Donovan Mitchell was not that guy this series at all. Rudy Gobert, as we're being honest. Rudy Gobert is trash, we're being honest, bro. I'm not even gonna sit up here and try to sugarcoat it, bro. Like I said, he's superstar Mitchell Robinson. And if you think Mitchell Robinson is really good, then listen, that'll probably tell you everything you need to know about Rudy Gobert. But listen, like I said, I'm disappointed more so in Donovan Mitchell than anything. Donovan Mitchell let me down this series, man. Like, usually for Donovan Mitchell in the playoffs, he's usually a guy who elevates himself. He's usually a guy who plays up to competition. We saw in the bubble him and Jamal Murray going for 50-point games. We saw him against the Clippers last year. He almost beat the Clippers by himself before he got hurt. So it's crazy. And then for Donovan Mitchell come out this series and kind of be just like, he played like a guy who was ready to get out of Utah. You know what I'm saying? I think for the whole season, you kind of tell that he hasn't really been fucking with the vibe in Utah. With Rudy Gobert coming out and saying things talking about Devin Booker and how he's committed to the defensive end. And I'm hearing that Donovan Mitchell's camp took that as disrespect. They took that as a slight. So it's just crazy. Donovan Mitchell seems like he's a guy who's definitely going to be making a trade request soon. Even though I feel like this team, the Utah Jazz, are probably committed to drafting and building around what's his name, Donovan Mitchell. But Donovan Mitchell is not trying to fuck with Utah, bro. He's not trying to fuck with Utah. You could just tell in the way how he performed in these playoffs. In that last shot, bro, him getting that rebound, bro, and passing it up to Mike Conley, bro, you could just tell. Donovan Mitchell in previous playoffs, he would have pulled a shot. You know what I'm saying? He would have one-on-one Luka real easy. But nah, this season he was really just content with letting what's this dude's name? Letting this dude Mike Conley honestly just sell him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit real disappointing. Like I said, I'm really just happy that this whole Utah Jazz experiment is gonna be over soon. And let's talk about the Suns and the Pelicans, man. Let's just give a round of applause first. A round of applause to the New Orleans Pelicans, man. They came out here, they played an excellent series against the Suns, bro. I'm actually really proud of this team. There's definitely not a team that I kept tabs with the whole season at all. You know what I'm saying? I saw they started off like 1-15. They was trash. They started off really, really bad, but they were able to keep it going, keep building, and they were able to get into a 9th seed, win their 2 playing games, and they were able to get into the playoffs and take 2 games from a team that's arguably the best team in the West. You know what I'm saying? They had the most regular season wins, and they played them really tough. They really showed what their strengths are going to be going forward. They had Brandon Ingram come out and give them 3 consecutive 30-point games. CJ McCollum showed that his veteran leadership is going to go a long way for this team. Herb Jones came out and showed that he's going to be a defensive demon. He's got tons of edge. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a tough guy. Jose Alvarado showed that he is indeed Patrick Beverley, but better. I could definitely give him that. Who else? Trey Murphy showed he's gonna be a goddamn sniper in a couple years. Listen, keep that name in mind, bro. Trey Murphy, that man is a shooter, and that's a guy that he's gonna be serious. He's gonna be serious for a lot of seasons, bro. Trust me. And yeah, Willie Green is just a great coach, bro. Willie Green came out and did a great job getting these guys ready to play, motivating these guys, getting them ready to play against the Clippers, getting them ready to make that upset. Shout out to Willie Green, man. Willie Green. Shout out to all the Pelicans. And now the pressure just goes to Zion, bro. What is Zion gonna do? Is Zion going to finally come and join the team? This year he was injured, you know what I'm saying, at some point. I believe he was injured at some point. But for us to be seeing him in warm-ups before the game, dunking between the legs and doing 360s, it's kind of like, what's going on here, bro? You know what I'm saying? If you could do a 360 dunk, I feel like you should be able to play 15 minutes in the game for me, bro. But that's just me. But listen, I mean, if he comes back next year and this team's able to continue and the players able to develop, hey man, the sky's the limit for this New Orleans team. I really feel like Willie Green will actually lead them to a status kind of like where Phoenix is right now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not next year, but in the coming years, I can see them going from a team who is that 9th seed or who's battling for a playoff spot to a team that's going to be a lock for that 2 seed, 1 seed. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be contenders in the Western Conference for sure. But honestly, this revolves around Zion. All revolves around Zion. And I believe that's everybody. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. We still got to talk about the Celtics and the Nets. All right. So, peep game, man. We came out here. If you don't know, you know what I'm saying. I'm a brand new Nets fan. You know what I'm saying. My Nets tenure began this season. You know what I'm saying, and it's been great. I've had a great time. You know what I'm saying. Rooting for the guys. You know what I'm saying. Making sure. You know what I'm saying. Watching Kyrie do his thing. Watching KD hoop. It's been great. It's been super fun. That series that we just saw them play against Boston was not fun at all. I didn't have a good time watching it. From KD coming out and basically getting bitched for 4 games, from Kyrie basically dominating that first game, then kind of just being like there for the next 3 games, to Bruce Brown being our best player. It was just all bad, bro. It was terrible. It was not a fun time, bro. Jason Tatum came out here and fucking embarrassed the shit out of us. Jaylen Brown came out here and violated us like I said that he would. And Grant Williams, listen, let me talk about these Celtics bigs, man. These Celtics bigs, they might be the greatest bigs to ever do it, bro. The way how they played, the way how Grant Williams, Daniel Tice, Al Horford, Robert Williams for those 2 games, and what's this dude's name? I'm forgetting one of them. One of the damn bigs. The way how the Celtics bigs played during that series was incredible. Al Horford out here shooting 60%. I believe Grant Williams was 50% from 3. Daniel Tice, when he got his minutes, he got easy buckets. Robert Williams came in, was an immediate impact. Like when I saw that he was going to play in Game 3, I was like, damn, we really just lost Game 3, and the Game 3 probably ended up being our worst loss of the entire series. It wasn't good for my Nets, man. It was not good for my Nets. We really came out here and did try. No, we didn't. We didn't try. We got fucking embarrassed, bro. We got fucking embarrassed. There's no other way to put it. Like, the way how we lost that series was honestly just terrible, just for the fact that we was scared the entire time. We looked like we was nervous. We looked like we had never seen these niggas before. We looked like it was the first time we had ever played the Boston Celtics. You know what I'm saying? The way how Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, they all just basically imposed their will and did whatever the fuck they wanted for 4 games was kind of sad. It kind of just had you like, damn, nigga, like these guys are supposed to be title favorites, you know? Like, this is supposed to be 2 of the most skilled players of all time in Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and they're kind of getting bitched. They're kind of getting G'd, you know. Like it's not good out here for the boys, you know. Going forward, bro, there still are a lot of question marks about this team. Ben Simmons coming out and saying that basically the fact that he couldn't play in the series because his mind won't allow him to play basketball. That's scary shit, bro. That's scary shit. This nigga's mind, he's basically told us, hey, bro, whenever I think about playing basketball, like whenever it, like the actual time to play basketball comes, my mind is like, hey, bro, this shit's not gonna work, bro. You don't want to do this shit, bro. This shit's not gonna work, bro. And it causes a stress reaction in his back, and it basically does not allow him to play. That's got to be some of the scariest shit of all time. I'm definitely a person who preaches that your mind is a powerful, powerful tool. And if your mind is not right, you are not right. If your mind is not in the right place, bro, I don't care if you go to the gym every day. I don't care if you drink fucking every protein shake, do 100 push-ups, sit-ups. I don't care. You are not right. I don't care if you make $1 million. If your mind ain't right, you're not right. You know what I'm saying? So Ben Simmons not being right, and mental health issues can take a long time. Mental health repairing and healing is something that takes months, years sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And from that experience in Philadelphia, the man is clearly traumatized, bro. He's clearly traumatized. He's not ready to mentally play basketball. And he can be as healthy as he wants to be. He can do all the dunking and all the layups he can in workouts and practices and all this other stuff. But if his mind is not ready to get on the court and be an NBA professional, there's nothing that you can really do about it except for wait. Kyrie Irving's up for an extension this summer. People are saying is it worth giving it to him? Absolutely, the fuck it is. I'm not sure why you question if it's worth giving Kyrie Irving money. You know what I'm saying? I understand his decision making is super questionable as it pertains to his commitment to the team. But if you don't have him on your team, I'm not sure how else you fill out that spot. You know what I'm saying? This is not a super deep free agent class. You don't have that many assets that you could trade. Like you got to trade. Unless you want to trade Bruce Brown, like outside of Bruce Brown, maybe Seth Curry, you don't have that many tradable assets. And I also believe in not trading a Curry. You know what I'm saying? You don't trade Currys. The Mavericks and the Sixers both know that you don't trade Currys because once you trade a Curry, it usually doesn't work out for you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, listen, a lot of question marks. I feel like the one thing that we can stand on is that we do have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant probably will not play as terrible a playoff series like that ever again in his life. Let's hope. Let's pray on it. And let's just move past it. You know what I'm saying? We got an off season ahead of us. We got a draft ahead of us. I don't think we have any fucking picks because of the James Harden trade. Never mind. We got an off season ahead of us, and let's go ahead. Let's build this team and let's get everybody on the right accord. Hopefully, there's no fucking vaccine issues. Nobody has to get vaccinated to play in anybody's home stadium. Hopefully, there's none of that. We can come back next year. Hopefully, Ben Simmons gets his mind right. And we can have us a nice, productive season. All right. That's that everybody. Yep. I believe that is everybody. All right, so let's go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I have not talked about the Sixers and the Raptors. Damn, there's a lot of fucking playoff series. That's why the first round, you know what I'm saying? That's why the first round is tough, man. It's eight playoff series, you know what I'm saying? But let's go on. Let's talk about the Sixers and the Raptors series. The Raptors end up falling down 0-3 to Philadelphia and then eventually getting into a 3-2 game. We get to halftime of game 6 and it looks like just maybe the Raptors will be able to force that game 7. But in the third quarter, we get what I feared was going to happen in game 6. Tyrese Maxey came out and had him a great third quarter. Tobias Harris had a good game. James Harden actually had his best game of the series in an opportune time. And listen, it was cool. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that the Raptors had a chance to do something amazing. But coming back from 0-3 is tough, man. After losing 3 games in a row, to come back and win 4 games in a row. I was thinking about it on Twitter. I said it's definitely possible to go down, to lose 3 games in a row and then to win 4 in a row. But to do that against the same team got to be probably tough. Really, really tough. But the Raptors really did their best. Pascal had him a great series. He really showed me something this series. He showed that he's more than just, you know what I'm saying, trying to do spin moves and whatnot. He really does have a pretty good offensive game. His mid-range jump shot is pretty decent. He has some pretty decent handles. He's able to get to his spots and do pretty nice spin moves and good. He's pretty good at finishing around the rim. He really showed me something this season. This series specifically. OG Anunoby is a really good piece, you know what I'm saying? I've always felt that about Toronto ever since they had even when they had Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. I really felt like OG was a great piece for them to. He's gonna be a great piece one day. Fred VanVleet, unfortunately, he was injured this series, so playoff Freddie wasn't able to be who he wanted to be. But shout out to playoff Freddie. Nick Nurse did the best he can. But the big thing coming out of this game is this play with Joel Embiid and Pascal Siakam. So we're actually gonna watch the play. Let's just take a look at the play and let's see how we feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, IG Live, I can't show you guys, but I can you can watch the video. It'll be there. All right. Oh shit. Now he did kind of just throw an elbow at him. Wait a minute. Yeah, he kind of just... That's not really... I'm not sure if I could say that's a natural movement play. Like, he was trying to go over, but then it seemed like he kind of stuck his shoulder out and extended that elbow and caught my man in his little cheekbone area.
And yeah, you could tell my man Joel was fucked up off of that. And people are upset because the fans were cheering and the announcer said that Joel deserved it. And yeah, listen, bro, that's definitely a bad situation. Definitely looks like Pascal definitely came out and tried to take my man Joel out. Joel was definitely super physical. He was talking shit the whole series. So I can't say I'd be surprised if Joel came out here, if Pascal came out here and was like, hey, listen, we're gonna take this shit with you, nigga. But listen, I hate the one thing I do hate is that now Joel is expected to be out indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? That does not bode well for Philadelphia going into the next series against Miami. Let's talk about that series. You know what I'm saying? We finished all of our first round series. So let's go ahead and talk about the second round preview. All right. So let's talk about the Heat and the Sixers first. Like I said, Joel Embiid, his face is basically broken. He's in a tough position. I'm not sure how exactly he's going to be able. When he's going to want to be able to come back. I believe I seen he could be back as soon as game 2. But listen, if the Sixers don't have Joel Embiid, I don't think there's a chance in hell that they win this series. With the way how the Miami Heat have been playing, how they've been playing the whole season. You know what I'm saying? They've been a super deep team. They've been great. They've been a great defensive team, especially in that first round series against the Hawks. They really showed just how good they can be defensively, especially when it comes to shutting things down on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? They have Kyle Lowry, they have Jimmy Butler, they have Bam, they have PJ Tucker, they have Cody Martin. They have guys who can come in here and rotate and be you know what I'm saying, valuable defensive pieces. And when you're looking at a Philadelphia team without Joel Embiid, you're like, all right, that's Tobias Harris, that's Tyrese Maxey, that's James Harden. If those guys are our only source of offense, and the Heat are this great perimeter defensive team, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? What do we do if James Harden has an off game, or if Tyrese has an off game, or if Toby has a super bad game, or you know what I'm saying, if multiple players have a bad game? What do we do in that sense? And the Sixers do not have the depth. They don't have the depth to really have those players have a bad game if Joel's not there. So hopefully Joel comes back for game 2. And he's able to contribute to the series because he will be big. You know what I'm saying? He will be great. He'll be putting great pressure on Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo is definitely I feel like he's a smaller big man. I believe he only stands at 6'10". He seems like he's only like maybe 230. He seems like he's on the frailer side, on the smaller side. And I just feel like against Joel Embiid, if you have him in there, he really mucks things up. He really can get people into foul trouble. He can get guys like PJ and Bam and he can also neutralize guys like Tyler Hero on the perimeter, him trying to get to the rim. And Joel Embiid is huge. You know what I'm saying? No Joel Embiid, this series is not going to be long. You know what I'm saying? So as it stands right now, my prediction, I'm gonna have to say Heat in 5, Heat in 6. If depending on when Joel comes back, even when Joel does come back, I also do feel like the Miami Heat just are a better team. Jimmy Butler is a great playoff performer. Duncan Robinson is good to give you a game. Tyler Hero's kind of been out of his mind this playoffs. So yeah, man, listen, I got the Heat coming out. Got the Heat winning this series in 5 games. I'm gonna say 6 games. 6 games. I'll give Philadelphia 2 games. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the Suns and the Mavericks. Now, this is honestly an upset I kind of called in my video a couple months ago. When I was talking about that race for the 4 seed, I felt that the Mavericks had the best chance of getting the 4 seed, and then when it comes to facing that Phoenix team, I honestly don't see why they wouldn't be able to beat them. You know, Phoenix has been great. Phoenix has been great all season, but I'm not gonna lie, they definitely are kind of showing cracks at the worst time. You know, Devin Booker being injured, having that hamstring injury. You know what I'm saying? They showed that their 3-point shooting has been definitely on the rocks this playoffs. You know, Jay Crowder has been hitting at the same clip. Cam Johnson has been hitting at the same clip. Mikal Bridges has kind of been on and off. You know what I'm saying? He had some good games toward the end of that New Orleans series, but he definitely wasn't as efficient as he was during the regular season. So there's 2 things that can happen from that. The Phoenix Suns can definitely they can take that energy and they can be like, hey, listen, we're gonna take this and we're gonna build on it and we're gonna improve and go into the second round and we're gonna really lock down and show, listen, we are a championship team. We're not. This wasn't no fluke shit. We weren't, you know what I'm saying, 9 games better than everybody in the NBA for no reason. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Or they can go the other way and they can just kind of continue to roll downhill. They can be like, hey, listen, now we got to go against a better team. And Book's kind of iffy, you know what I'm saying? When he played in that game 6, he didn't really look like Devin Booker. Is Chris Paul going to be able to keep playing this super efficient game? Him coming out as that 13 for 13 was that kind of like a fluke thing. He's kind of been having a hard time keeping his consistency going when it comes to having great games. And yeah, listen, there's just a lot of things that can come off of this this Phoenix team. Let's talk about the Mavericks, man. The Mavericks showed a lot for me in that series against the Jazz. You know, they showed that they definitely are an improved team than they had been in the past years. You know what I'm saying? We've seen them come out and play against the Clippers the past 2 years and play them super well, but when it come down to closing the game, they haven't been able to do it. And what Jason Kidd has been able to do for them this season has been super, super impressive. You know, for him to come out here with this group of younger guys and a young superstar, and you know what I'm saying, they traded their second best player in the middle of the season. He has these guys looking motivated, looking serious. Like I'm low key scared of the Mavericks. Like I expected them to beat the Jazz in 5 games. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that the Jazz were able to get that game winning lob in game 4. You know what I'm saying? They were going to stay alive in the extra game, but I feel like they were leaps and bounds better than the Utah Jazz. And now they're going to a series against Phoenix, where Phoenix has some question marks, and the Mavs are looking serious. They're looking really, really confident. They're looking very, very confident. Lucas has shown that he is an excellent playoff performer no matter what the team is. He played great against the Clippers the past 2 years, played great this series against the Jazz, and I expect him to keep that going against the Phoenix Suns as well. What else? Who is Jaylen Brunson? I see him also having a great playoff, continuing his playoff run. Unfortunately, there are some better perimeter defenders out there against the Phoenix Suns, so hopefully he's able to he's able to keep going what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? He also was he was a recipient or he was a beneficiary of some just terrible perimeter defense for Utah. So let's see if he can keep that going. He's been great all season. He's had a career year, and let's see how he'll be able to come out and perform against these Suns. So let's see. Let's go and let's make a prediction, man. So the Suns the Suns won the season series against the Mavericks 1-4. All right, so that was tough vibes. So, but with that being said, I'm probably gonna have to say I got the Suns winning this series in 7 games. I got the Suns in 7 games. I'm going to say I got the Suns in 7 games. I feel like Devin Booker gets better as the series gets better. As the series goes on, I feel like Chris Paul is really trying to redeem himself from that shit that happened to him last year in the finals. And yeah, listen, they'll find a way. Luka's time to be a great is not just yet, but it is on the way. Let's go ahead and let's talk Warriors Grizzlies. All right, so the Warriors and the Grizzlies will face off in the second round of the playoffs. Listen, I'm gonna say the Grizzlies look like they can be had, man. The Grizzlies look like they can definitely be had. They showed a lot of weakness in that series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now the Timberwolves are kind of like a mirror image of the Grizzlies. You know what I'm saying? They're young, they're athletic, they have kind of pieces who kind of resemble each other. You know what I'm saying? I think if you were to go player by player, you would say, hey, the Timberwolves have some advantages here, the Grizzlies have some advantages here, and it showed in the series because the series really could have went either way, but it really just came down. I feel like the better team did win the series with the Grizzlies pulling out that 4-2 series. But like I said, the Grizzlies can be had. Ja Morant has shown in these playoffs that he's definitely known to have a bad game. He will have a game where he has 14 points, and it really just comes down to will the Warriors have enough to keep Ja Morant out the paint and from having these big explosive third quarters and fourth quarters where he doesn't come out and have 16 points in the fourth quarter against the Timberwolves, you know? So, let's see. The Warriors, they've been playing great all year. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Before I even go on to the Warriors, Desmond Bane has definitely established himself as the number 2 in Memphis. Earlier in the series, I was saying that Jaren Jackson Jr. was Ja Morant's second best player. No. It's Desmond Bane, especially in these playoffs. Desmond Bane is a fucking dog. The dude is a defensive animal, and the nigga can shoot the fucking lights out. You know what I'm saying? If you are making bets if you're making sports bets, take Desmond Bane over on threes this entire playoffs. The dude shoots. He's going to get a lot of shots up, and he's going to get a lot of shots in. Yeah. So let's talk about the Warriors real quick. We talked about the pool party. We talked about Steph Curry being the greatest sixth man ever. Klay Thompson has definitely caught his stride. He has definitely caught his stride these playoffs in the last couple games of the regular season. And this team looks like they're just back in championship form. Looks like they never left, honestly, you know. You got Steph Curry coming during the series, you know what I'm saying? He really showed that he has recovered from that foot injury he sustained against the Boston Celtics. And I'm scared of the Warriors, man. I am scared of the Warriors. Like, I do want them to honestly probably go to the finals out of every team available left in the West. But like, if I was a fan of a team in the Eastern Conference, I'd be scared of the Warriors, man. Going into the finals, if they make it there, I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams who will have enough firepower to match up with them. And the way how they've been performing on the defensive end, it's really going to be a tough bet. Tough bet. With that being said, I'm probably going to have to go Warriors in 6. I'm going to say the Warriors are able to take this series in 6 games against the Grizzlies. I feel like the way how Jordan Poole, the way how Steph and Klay, Otto Porter, GP2, the way how the entire roster has performed for the Warriors is really something that should be noted. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's definitely something that should be respected and something that is going to be very dominating and very scary for other teams going forward. You know what I'm saying? So Warriors in 6. And yeah, let's wrap up the video here by talking about the Celtics and the Bucks. So for the Milwaukee Bucks, we already know that it's most likely that Chris Middleton will be missing this entire series. I'm not sure how concrete that is, because I know that in the NBA playoffs, teams will say that a player will be out for X amount of weeks and then they'll come back and they'll play the next game. So, you know what I'm saying? That's honestly up in the air. But as it stands right now, he will not be there for the entire series. And that's honestly some pretty bad news for the Bucks. You know what I'm saying? They definitely are a team that is going to miss Chris Middleton's ability to create his own shot, miss Chris Middleton's ability to play make, and be that second best player for Giannis. But I feel like they have enough for the taste to kind of replace him by committee. You know what I'm saying? They have Grayson Allen, they have Bobby Portis, they have Pat Connaughton. They have great players both on the bench and in their starting lineup that are more than capable of rising to the level of competition and being able to perform at a high level in the NBA playoffs. So this team should not be taken lightly, even without Chris Middleton. You know, they're still a championship team. They have championship experience. They've been in the playoffs every single year. I want to say for the past like 5-6 years or so. So listen, they're serious, bro. They are serious. The Celtics are also a very serious team. I definitely am not trying to disrespect or downplay the Celtics, because the Celtics are another team that is fucking serious, bro. They're serious. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the way how they've been performing this entire playoffs has been super crazy. You know what I'm saying? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they kind of shown they taking this whole two-way player thing to a next level. You know what I'm saying? They kind of have always been perceived as great scorers. Jaylen Brown was perceived more so as the defensive stopper of the two. But this playoffs, you could definitely see, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum particularly. I get their names mixed up so often. Jason Tatum particularly has definitely locked in and been like, hey, listen, I'm playing defense and I plan on committing to something. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that shit will work the exact same way against a Giannis as it will against a Kevin Durant, who's known for getting the jump shots. But I feel like the way how they defend by committee, I saw a comparison to the 96-97 Bulls defensively, and the way how they perform. Listen, the way how they lock down two of the best offensive scorers of this generation is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So listen, the Celtics are serious. With that being said, this is actually probably the toughest series out of the 4-2 guests. This is why I talked about it last. But I'm probably going to have to take, I'm going to say Celtics in 7, man. I'm going to say the Celtics taking in 7. I feel like the way how they've been performing this season is something that's kind of reminiscent of kind of like some movie shit, man. You know, for them to come out and be a 500 team for a majority of the year, and then they come out, they're a 500 team majority of the year, and then they come out in the new year and they're basically just like this Cinderella Mickey Mouse super team, and they can just come out and they can lock down people and score, and all their players are kind of just on the same accord, and they're all hitting on all cylinders at the same time. It's it's their time. It's definitely the Celtics' time. So yes, man, that's it. Celtics in 7. That's all. Those are my predictions for the second round. This video has been super long, so I appreciate anybody who was sat and watched through the entire thing. I would definitely do a better job in this second round of making content for each playoff series, but it was so much going on each day, I wasn't able to keep up. You know what I'm saying? But we'll definitely do a better job in round 2. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Basketball Weekly is over. I'm gonna fuck with y'all in the next video.